Atlanta, Georgia played host to some of the biggest parties for L3, and of course there's the big game. But one of the things that we at MadFlavor love to cover are the charities. Celebrities and athletes came together and gave back in various causes for their community. In its 10th year, the Ditka Jaws Cigars with the Stars have become the unofficial yet official kickoff for Super Week. This event supports the Gridiron Greats, Jaws Youth Playbook, and After the Impact.
Well, I think first of all, you have to support these types of events just because so many people are involved, and you have to give back to these communities of people, and it's really kind of cool to show respect for those that came before us, show respect for our military, and also because of Jaws's playbook for the youth. I think when you talk about youth at risk, we've got to show that it's important. These charities are important, and we've got to do the best we can to give back to them. I think one thing that's been proven is that athletics improves the lives of young people. There's so many great quality lessons that they can learn, not just about physical fitness, but about mental fitness, about individual growth, leadership skills are taught. And so Jaws playbook for youth is just, I think, so important because it helps these young people in their development.
Well, for us, it's one thing to reconnect with some of the guys you played against and you played with. It's always great to see the coach if he's able to make it out. But the main thing is we give our bodies to this game. And when you have a commitment like that, there's a price to pay. And all of us, all the guys who have played here, there's a good chance they might be dealing with something from a physical standpoint. And even beyond that, if you fall on hard times, there's a fun that's out there that represents the camaraderie that we experience playing together. And that's what this is about. It helps the guys who need help, and it's fantastic to be a part of that. For me, a great cigar is a mini vacation. It will take you from whatever you're doing, whether it's tough or challenging, it will take you to a place of serenity. It's almost like putting your feet up while you're standing there having a puff. It's the nicest thing in the world for those who are really into cigars. Don't understand what I'm saying, but those who haven't tried it, sometimes the smell may get to them or the smoke, but you look beyond that. It's this soothing effect that I think we all need because life is too short. You need to take your time and enjoy what you can.
I've been on the board of Gridiron Greats for a while now, and just between Gridiron Greats and After the Impact, which obviously helps our military veterans and former players, and then with Jaws and his youth playbook helping risk at youth. I mean, you just look at what this stands for and who they're trying to help. From a former player standpoint, we know that players way back in the day didn't have it as good as we had it to the players now, and sometimes they can fall on hard times. And I always say one of the first things we've done when a teammate falls down is you reach a hand down to help them up, and that's what Gridiron Greats, certainly that part of it with the assistants, wants to do. And that's why so many current players and former players show up at this party. This is the party for players and former players because they all understand the fraternity here.
Well, it's a great event. I love these two guys, two ex-players, two great players. They're trying to do their best from a charity perspective now of helping retired players, especially the pre-93ers who we didn't make anything. We didn't make any money. I mean, we were good to pay rent, not a mortgage, but rent. I mean, it was a different world, What makes a great cigar? Well, it starts with the seed, basically, and then the perfectionist who rolls them. I mean, and you got to love that the Cuban stuff because it's got a unique flavor.
Coach Ditka and I have been dear friends for a long time. We both like to have a cigar as we're playing golf and tell stories. And we were doing our countdown show up in Bristol, Connecticut on ESPN. We'd done with the show, we'd go watch some games, smoke a cigar, watch football. And, we both have philanthropic organizations that we're involved with. His is Gridiron Greats, mine is the Jaws Youth Playbook, and we also include After the Impact. And we just thought, hey, we both like the camaraderie of being around people. Let's do something at the Super Bowl. And the idea was spawned, and it turned into this. 10 years this party has been really the kickoff of the Super Bowl, a gathering place for the celebrities. It's early enough so people can have a good time and go to all the wild and crazy parties later. But it's just a nice group where we can talk, socialize, and have a great time. And it really is the kickoff of Super Bowl activity.
On Friday night at the College Football Hall of Fame, comedic icon Cedric the Entertainer was joined by fellow comedians Michael Blackson, Dion Cole, DC Young Fly, and others for the First and Goal Comedy Bowl to benefit the Rashad Jennings Foundation. NFL running back Rashad Jennings created his foundation to touch on 3 specific areas: the Reading Challenge, the Locker Room Project, and Camp 180. We caught up with DC Young Fly and Cedric the Entertainer to find out why the Rashad Jennings Foundation is so important to support.
As you all know, we need no introduction. We're here with DC Young Fly.
Hello. What's up, baby?
What's going on? So you are going to be on stage tonight. How do you feel?
Man, first of all, this is my first time on stage with Sid, so I'm very proud, you know what I'm saying? All the, you know what I'm saying? OG, Dion, and Mike, man, we finna go up here and go crazy. That's all we do.
What projects you got working on right now?
Man, you know what? Shout out to Master P, man, Fat Boy SSE. We got, I got the Hookup 2 dropping 420. What else I got, y'all?
Help them out.
How High 2.
Okay.
How High 2 dropping.
Okay.
How High 2 dropping 420. Sorry, y'all. I got the Hookup 2 dropping in May, and the movie me and Jay Farrell with Cat Williams.
Okay.
2 Minutes of Fame dropping in the summertime. Trap Soul just dropped that, and my boy Folds Up just dropped here back in motion. You dig what I'm saying? So we working.
Okay. So who can get this work on Instagram now? Like I know you was going in on Jazz.
Jazz,
Y'all be going in on each
twin,
other.
you know we twin. That's my twin brother.
Now who get this work now on Instagram now?
Man, you know what? People who just mess up. You know, and whoever the fans want. You know, now I'm friends with everybody I done roasted, so it's like, y'all cool. I'm just waiting for somebody to just fuck up, you know, and then I'm gonna just tear their ass up.
Well, you know we're here for the Super Bowl 2019 at ATL. So who you going for, Rams or Patriots?
I don't give a damn. The Falcons ain't in it.
Okay.
I don't care. Who you gonna be at the game?
I'm not gonna be.
All right then. At my point exactly.
Thank you.
See it on TV.
Thank you.
It's all good, baby.
This your
right
blog.
here.
You right? This your blog. Hey, what's up? This is Quajon. We are here on the red carpet.
We got the original king of comedy.
What's that?
Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah.
It's no better. How are you this evening,
What's
sir?
up? I'm great, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So
That's
you
good.
are headlining this comedy thing. How you feeling tonight?
That's good. You know, this is the first one I actually host a party. So it's
Okay.
we got, you know, and so this is the first and goal comedy bowl.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start doing these at Super Bowl time, bringing out some of the hottest comedians all at once. So we got an odd night tonight. Me, DC Young Fly, Dion Cole, Michael Blackson, and a little surprise guest. It's gonna be a hot night tonight. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time in here. So we're trying to jump this off. We're in the middle of the A. It's Super Bowl right here in the little. It's a Ferris wheel over. I mean, it's so special. You from Atlanta?
I am not. Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay, it's almost like Atlanta, but not really.
Not quite.
Yeah, but the same.
Almost.
Not really, but no.
Not really.
Alright. Big up.
So you know we here for Rashad Jennings Foundation.
Indeed.
Why is it so important that we have foundations, that we support foundations such as these?
Well, I mean, you know, the thing about it, you know, we saw Rashad dealing with his young daughter, you know, and that story got really big. But, you know, and I mean, him being an athlete and being so focused and being such a big man dealing with this beautiful little child and having to deal with that, we know there's so many other fathers and families out here that have very tough times, don't have the resources, the money, the circumstances, and they have these same serious illnesses. So the opportunity to do something that's connected to football, the NFL, with somebody that means something to the community, we are recognized, and that can actually do some great work to help people that really need it.
Absolutely.
It's an easy call.
Absolutely.
Easy call.
Well, you're one of the OGs. You hit the ground running with your comedy work. But how do you feel about the social media comedians that are coming out on social media? How do you feel about that?
It's good. I mean, you know, I think, you know, the world evolves. That's the whole thing about it. I think, you know, to be a great stand-up, you got to go on stage. So,
Right.
I mean, you can do bits and do skits, and that's dope. Whatever you get your, you know, however you get your weight up. But you know, but to actually go and perform when people spend money and they come out to see you, you want to go on that stage and work that out. Ain't no other way to get around that. You don't have no video cameras and no retakes. When people pay, once they pay the loot, they like, hey, give it to me right now.
Okay. And so what projects you got working on right now that you can tell us about?
You know, so right now, of course, we're on the Neighborhood on CBS. It's we just got picked up for a second season. It's the #1 new comedy on CBS. I'm on the last OG. The second season will be coming on in April. Me, Tracy Morgan, Tiffany Haddish. That's a hot show. Everybody love that show. It's running on first season on Netflix right now. Then I got a couple of movie projects. Johnson Family 2 we got developing. And then a couple other ones I can't quite say yet, but you know. But yeah, life was good. I can't complain.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I see your presence on Instagram is very heavy.
Yeah, oh yeah. You got to be on the gram, right?
Got to be on the gram.
I think you got to be on the gram. I think there's somebody, I think it was a law or something, somebody passed it.
We have Lil Duval here. Like, really? What's up?
You already know what's up. I'm living my best life. I got to go get on stage now. Let me get out of here.